So the first question is, how is the U.S.-Mexico border shaped and framed by politics? Um, so the border is what divides U.S. and Mexico. It could be different in other parts, but here in El Paso, what divides us, El Paso and Mexico, is our Rio Grande. Um, and in one of the articles, the legal borderlands, a border is construction in law and in two different ways. The first one is formal legal entry and exit, and also through the construction of rights of citizenship and non citizenship. What does this mean and how is it framed by politics? Is that since people are trying to come in to, fix their papers to be here in the United States legally, to be able to work or to better their lives, to be here legal, that has to do a lot with politics. It's they're just seeking for a better life, and how I mentioned before, all those immigrants that we have, what are they doing here? Yeah, they're coming in illegal, not the way our president wants them to come in. And it's, you know, how President Trump says he doesn't mind helping anybody um, who is trying to come seek for help, any asylum seekers or anything like that, but he just wants them to do it the right way. So that's how, politics with in the borders has to do a big thing. And it's not just here in El Paso that this is going on, it's, everywhere. But our main border is a stream of water, and that's why it's called the Rio Grande River. In other parts, it's a port of entry, which still, used to have the risk of people from Mexico or anywhere else are trying to come in into the US. A legal borderland, that's what our second question is. What is a legal borderland, and what are the ways that borders are strategically policed? Legal borderland, according to the Legal Borderlands article, it can be a physical territory with an ambiguous legal identity, such as U.S. territories where the Constitution does not follow the flag. This means that, it's just, again, like the Rio Grande River, that's basically illegal, It's a physical territory that people could cross through. And these borderlands are policed by our Border Patrol agents. And that's why, they're constantly hiring, because, we're in need of more agents to be able to patrol our border and to protect the United States. Um, Before, I would see, when we would pass through the border highway, there was not as many border patrol trucks or, agents monitoring the border, because we didn't have the problem that we are having right now. If you were to drive by the border highway, where you could see the border, you could see, more vehicles of border patrols, driving up and down the border, making sure that everything's good, and detaining any people from Mexico that are trying to come in legal, either usually cross the fence or, jump the fence. And I feel that it's well monitored, our borders. And not only do we have the Border Patrol agents that are physically at the border, but they also have cameras. And behind those cameras, there are other Border Patrol agents. So if they see anything, that a Border Patrol is not able to see, they will contact that nearest Border Patrol or dispatch someone else to be able to handle that situation for them. Our third question is, how does the law enforcement help to create national identity? Um, this question is tricky and it can go in many ways. But lately, what I've seen is law enforcement have been asking, what language do you speak? Or if you're in a, let's say, for example, in Chicago, most of them speak English. So if a border patrol agent hears you speak Spanish, then they're gonna question your identity, like where you're from. They would want to see your papers, and before you are able to move on to keep doing what you're doing, they're going to detain you until they determine what is your national identity. I know that something similar like that did happen to two ladies. I can't remember where exactly did it happen, but border patrol agent. I know I was at a supermarket and the ladies were talking Spanish, and that city was or that country was pure English, and the border patrol agent behind them asked them um, for papers to prove that they're here legal, and it became problem. And even here in El Paso, a lot of people were getting pulled over, and for a simple either sheriff or PD were pulling people over for a regular traffic stop, but yet they would call Border Patrol to assist because these people didn't have either papers or proof of their identifications, or it's just how I guess law enforcement sees you, and it's just a really tricky question. It's how you view it, and there could be many opinions to this one. But my answer is my opinion, and I feel that that's the way the law enforcement is creating the national identity.